This was never a great city, but it was ours.
Are you with me? Always.
Until Hilda Van Der Koy took it from us. This is how she keeps control. They call it the culling.
They're all gonna watch and cheer as you die.
That's me, facing televised execution by breakfast cereal mascots. Not my happiest day. But let me take you back to an even worse one. The day the Van Der Koys killed my family and left me deaf and mute. So, I made a 3-step plan. Step 1, give myself an inner voice. I took the last one I remembered from this video game. Player 1 wins! Step 2, get stronger. A lot stronger. And step 3, join a team.
Welcome to the Resistance!
Yeah, go team.
First of all, I do want to say, for me personally, Boy Kills World is phenomenal. This is a fantastic film. We don't get very many movies like these, if ever, anymore. The homage to the 90s, the early 2000s. Of course, it's a spiritual sequel to Ben Savage's TV show Boy Meets World, so that's always good. But yeah, there's so much in here. Sexy, badass, what a film, hyper realistic, hard punching, hard kicking. Bill Skarsgård, unbelievable. What a fantastic feature debut for you. And that's what I think of your movie. That's how I like your movie. Tell me a little bit about what this movie is to you and how it came about.
Thank you so much, first and foremost, for all these kind words. I really appreciate it. It's it just feels really good hearing that. For me, so we started this whole process 7 years ago. It was basically just five guys here in Berlin wanting to do something that they actually like and can get behind. And after doing commercials and just like short films and TV stuff that nobody really we want to do something cool that we could be proud of. And we shot a proof of concept trailer. Found some financing, not a lot of money, but we made it work. And then we had a trailer after, I think, a year passed, because that also took a long time. And then I basically took a swing and went to LA, showed it to some people, like literally just like, hey, what do you think? And the first people we approached were like, this is really cool. Do you have a script? No. Then no, thank you. And I was like, oh, okay. That was the first meeting. So, and then luckily I found some people who were like, all right, this is actually really cool. Really like this. And I think after like 3-4 phone calls, I was meeting Sam Raimi.
Wow.
Before that, Roy Lee, who is like a really great producer in its own right. Like he made the Ring movies and all that, and the Lego movie and the It movie, and like, so it was like 2 heavyweights in the room. And then it was like, all right, let's do this. This is amazing. And then just 6 short years later, finally went into production.
So there's obviously, it took another 6 years to get it going, but does having Sam Raimi on board change that? Does it make it a little bit easier, or is it still just as hard to get it off the ground?
Yeah, no, it made a lot. It made it a lot easier. Like people take you seriously. People love Sam and what he's standing for. Yeah. So everybody was like, all right, I get what this is. And Sam did a great part. Like we had Sam and we had the proof of concept. So people were like, all right, I think we know where this could, like what the movie could look like.
Yeah. How would you describe Boy Kills World to someone?
I tended to use the words fucked up fairy tale.
Nice.
Because it's sort of not in a world that is our own. It's sort of a slightly different world, not a real place. It's sort of a graphic, it's sort of a comic book movie without a comic book. So yeah, that's sort of that's my headspace. And definitely homage to everything that I love, all the movies that I like or the video games that I like. It's like we took so many, like it's the brainchild of me, my writers, the action designer, like everybody took what they love about the genre and sort of put it in there, and boy, kills the story lended itself to it.
So the movie is completely out there. It's batshit nuts. Like you say, it's absolutely everything we love about that kind of movie, like the old John Woo movies, 90s cinema, everything like that. We absolutely love it. I couldn't believe how much it felt like you were just in my head when you made this movie. But then the other surprise to it is you've got Bill Skarsgård in there, who's not known for this kind of movie. You've got Michelle Dockery in there, who's not known for this kind of movie. How do you approach these actors, and how did you know that Bill Skarsgård was the man to play Boy?
Well, Bill is a terrific actor. Like, he's phenomenal. Like, and we, like, as you might have realized in It, he has a very expressive face.
Yeah.
And that was sort of one thing that just like, oh yeah, that could be cool. Like him playing a mute person. That would be, that could actually work. But we didn't know if he could do the action. And at the beginning, I just took his word for it. It was like, no, I'm gonna train for this. I'm gonna get in shape. And he kept his promise. And that was really good for the movie. And he knocked it out of the park. So suddenly we had a guy who never done action, but suddenly is able to do action, and who's also a terrific actor.
But the guys that made John Wick 4 must be kind of pissed off at you right now.
I'm pissed off at them. No,
because they must be looking at that now thinking, why didn't we have him doing this?
It's no, it's like John, like there was this one thing that we were writing the script, and like I said, the development time was really long. And at one point, Boy was riding through the city on a horse. Nice. And then the first images of John Wick 3 appeared. And Keanu Reeves riding on a horse through the city, and we're like, oh, all right, I guess let's cut this scene. So, but yeah, I mean, when I heard he was playing in John Wick, I was super happy, and he's so fantastic in that role. And that's actually when I met him for the first time. He was in Berlin doing John Wick, and we invited him to do some action tests with him. And we hung out for a day in the stunt facilities and did sort of a little sizzle reel where he showed what he could do. And after that, we were like completely sold on him.
So you got him onto the project. You weren't sure if he was going to be able to do the action. He commits to the role. He definitely commits to the role because, my God, it's all there on screen for you.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see that actually, yes, we've got something definitely here. Like, he's going to be amazing and everything. But any director, any creator can tell me what's wrong with the movie because you guys edit it like over and over and over again. Is there any one scene that's up on that screen every time you watch it that you're just like, we absolutely smashed this and people are going to go nuts for this moment? Without spoilers, obviously.
I've attended a few screenings, and the one scene that I knew would kill it was the cheese grater scene, and it just delivered on the promise. Like, I knew people would react to it viscerally, and they did. They did.
Yeah.
That worked. The oohs and ahs that were like with every stroke, that worked fantastically. I'm particularly proud of the last fight scene of the movie.
Yeah.
The big showdown, because I think it's the best action scene we've got, and I love that it's at the end of the movie, sort of to wrap it all up. And
it truly is like a fantastic fight scene, but you do a couple of things within that fight scene that I just was not expecting, and it threw me for a loop. I mean, I'll dance around one of those things is the moment when he's trying to find the strength to do what he needs to do, and you absolutely, in amidst all this mayhem and carnage, you hit my emotional core so hard.
It's so great to hear.
It was just like, what is he doing? Stop. But a little bit about your young actors as well, because you've got some fantastic young actors in there.
Yes.
Quinn Copeland, what an absolute performance. I genuinely feel like the character of Boy maybe doesn't hit the way it's supposed to without that character, without Quinn Copeland's performance. where did you find her, and how good was it to see these two interact the way they had to? And how did you do that? Because she's talking to him, but he's talking back as the voiceover. She's answering the voiceover, and Bill's not saying anything.
Yeah, it's that was actually something Quinn is amazing. We looked hard for her. Like we cast a lot of girls, and she stuck out, and we picked her, and I couldn't be happier about our choice. Like that was and that put sort of the conversation between her and Boy. We're like, oh my God, how are we gonna do this? Like the timing. Oh my God! So we tried. We talked about earpieces going in and sort of pre-recording the dialogue, and then so everybody can react. And that was all super complicated. And we tried it, and then after like a couple scenes or takes, even we're like, forget about that. We'll just do it. Like Bill was actually doing the dialogue in the first take when we were on her, and then he did his. Just by winging it, basically, just like, oh yeah, I need some time to react. So now he knew how long his lines were. So, and we knew, so we're just, and it worked well. Like we overthought it basically in the beginning.
Awesome. What are you hoping people really take away from this movie once they see it? And piggybacking off that is, I mean, I'm seeing games, comic books, animations, sequels. I'm talking franchise, TV series. What are we getting going forward? But what do you hope people take away?
I mean, first and foremost, I want them to have a good time. This is literally this is entertainment. I want them to laugh. I would love them to laugh, cry, and like all the emotions. But it is all about enjoying this movie and hopefully laughing at the jokes. And so that's literally that's the purpose. That's the purpose of this movie. And yeah, we've definitely been talking about franchise and doing sequels, prequels, video games. There actually is a video game coming out called Super Dragon Punch Force 3, which is a sequel to the game that is in the movie. And it's sort of meta because you can play Boy and June 27. But there are also some other characters, and it's coming out on the 26th.
You've just made my day there.
It's sort of it's a fighting game. And the first trailers just dropped, I think, a couple of days ago.
Awesome.
And it's so there's already stuff happening.
So Boy Kills World hits the cinemas in the UK and Ireland on April the 26th. Please do, everybody. I'll be dropping my review round about that time as well, but I can't say enough about this movie. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Moritz. What a feature! What a feature debut, by the way. Just
Thank you so much
on that. And I want to end with one last quick question there. A nice little fun question to end with. So you're on a desert island, and I'm going to put you right on the spot. You've only got one movie that you can watch, because I feel like we both love the same kind of movies and we've got the same kind of sensibilities. However, the twist to this is you can only watch one movie, but it has to be a movie that you love, that you've remade, and you have to watch.
So I have to choose a movie that doesn't exist yet, because
it's a movie that exists, but you've remade it.
But I don't know if it's any good. I don't know.
It could just be the favorite movie that you'd love to have a crack at.
That is so hard, because you like your favorite movies you don't want to remake, because
exactly.
You're like the bar is so high, and you just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this like Gus Van Sant did with Psycho, just like shot by shot, just like exactly the same. Because it's already perfect.
Yeah. I just like putting people on the spot, if I'm honest with you.
Oh God. So I think it would be like, just assume I did a really good job, right?
Yeah.
So I think it would be the movie basically that inspired me to become a filmmaker, which is A Better Tomorrow by John Woo.
Wow. I mean, that's a tough task. But
I don't know.
After having seen Boy Kills World, I imagine that you'd be well up to it. Moritz, thank you so much for bringing us this movie. I can't wait for the world to see, for everybody to get a glimpse of what Boy is all about. And yeah, as I say, I loved Boy Meets World back in the day, so getting a spiritual sequel, there we go. But no, thank you so much, my friend, and thank you for doing this.
Of course. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.